Hey, this is Shane,
And this is Keith.
and we are Seekers of the
Unknown. Yo, what's up?
Welcome back to episode
Number six.
number 6.
This is all right. I'm gonna be real with y'all. This is our third take because I keep screwing up and I keep like pausing and then like looking at Shane and then laughing. So you made it this far. We're on episode 6, and we're gonna have a really cool subject today in store for you that involves children.
Children,
And we're not talking about the black eyed children, which we should do in a future episode,
or children of the corn.
or children of the corn. We're gonna be talking about star children. So I don't know if anybody knows about star children listening to this. It's kind of like I remember being into this like in the beginning of my like journey of like being into all of this kind of stuff, looking up star children. I've discovered there's kind of like two avenues to this, kind of like the Atlantis stuff, where there's like two different perspectives of it.
Yeah.
There's we're just gonna jump right into it. There's like the alien hybrid, human hybrid.
So when I think of star children, that's what I think of, like hybrid babies, like alien human hybrid children, which I'm sure most people would think of.
Yeah.
But then you have
Yeah, so when I looked into it back then, it was more like of a spiritual like awakening consciousness type of
Yep.
thing that like these kids are born. So the umbrella is star children, and then there's different types of them. There's like
Right.
the indigo children, and then later on there's the crystal children, and then currently there's the rainbow children. So we're gonna explore all of these. Maybe try to see if they're tied at all. Maybe not. But strap on, put on your seatbelts, your helmets, and let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right. So the Star Children alien hybrids. Um, we were watching a video saying that it could have stemmed back to like the Greek times.
Yeah, yep. Like what they say, like 6th century BC.
Yeah. So we all know like what's Pythagoras.
Uh,
Pythagoras.
yeah, Pythagoras. Right?
Pythagoras. I remember in like math, there's the Pythagorean theorem and
Yep.
all of that. That guy. So his dad, I guess, found like a baby one
Under
day
a tree or
under a
something.
tree, just looking at the sky, and named the baby.
Uh,
What was the baby's name?
As-
Uh, Something begins with an A. It means
Astraeus.
Astraeus. There you
That's
go.
what it
Because I was
is.
thinking like stray away. So he named the baby Astraeus, which translates to
Star Child.
star
essentially.
child, coincidentally. So the theory is that everybody like praises Pythagoras for his like mathematical prowess and his
He was, I believe, like a great, more than philosopher. Like he had a lot of
smart.
knowledge for that time, and
Yeah, kind of revolutionized a lot of
yeah,
stuff
yep.
with his intellect. But what if he, got a lot of his information from his adopted star child brother,
So
Astraeus?
so the story is that Pythagoras' dad found this baby under a tree and decided to take it home, named it Astraeus, and then pretty much gave the child to Pythagoras to be like almost like a slave and worker for him.
Yeah,
So with that, with what you brought up, they think that that's where he may have got a lot of his knowledge.
yeah, and that kind of fits both molds because it could be like a child. Greek mythology. There's a lot of gods and demigods like Hercules that are like, the gods can be revered as like extraterrestrials,
Yeah.
mating with humans and creating these hybrids, which you would call like a demigod. Maybe he was some kind of demigod or like some form of one, not like one of the main ones that we all know about, but just like I don't know, like a lower tier one. I don't want to say like lower tier, but you know what I mean, like a less popular one.
Right.
that was secret, but sent here to like, you know, for like better humanity and better send us on the right course to evolution and advancement and you know,
Yep.
knowledge and stuff like that. So that fits that side, and it fits both sides because it's a hybrid. If it's if it's an alien, half human, half alien baby, and then it's here for the betterment of
Right. Because
humanity.
usually with with these star children, they're abnormally smart, and usually they're here and they have like some sort of message or mission. Like they're here to you know better something or teach knowledge that we don't have or something to that. So for him to be here and then work with Pythagoras and all
Yep.
this stuff evolve from it, it makes sense.
That would be cool, So that gives you a little perspective on that. Other like star children on the like the spiritual side of things. So they say like the indigo children were kind of born after like um, the whole thing with like the bomb. Uh, I'm so bad at history. The
I know they started what they say appearing in like the early 70s.
yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah, after all like the
atomic bomb stuff.
it was like the I don't know some sort of
That seems to be the trigger for a lot of like paranormal, like weird alien type stuff.
every time there's some like I don't want to say catastrophic testing, but that could cause catastrophic effects. There seems to be an uptick in extraterrestrial things. So
Yeah, it's like someone out there is just like, oh no, 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 look what they're doing. We got to intercept this in multiple ways. Whether it's like UFOs coming to spy, like check it out, or you know, in like star children or star seeds. That's another like term for it on that side of it. Indigo children being born, kind of with heightened senses and on a mission to, like you said, like a mission to help us unlock our more pretty much come together and like unlock our more like spiritual side of things, get in tune. They're said to have like almost like psychic abilities, like good intuition. They know about their past lives. They know how to read people like who are going through things. They already know like what the people are going through
yeah,
and know like how to help them. Usually very positive. They are said to have like a indigo aura. That's why they're called indigo children.
yeah. I feel like they're like the Indigo Children are more on the, as you mentioned, like spiritual side, and yeah, with like chakras and auras and being
Yeah.
able to have like a heightened sense of like intuition and being able to read other people
hmm
and more, yeah, in tune with themselves and everybody else.
So basically, I'm an indigo child, and I declared this before, kind of as a joke, but you know, I'm good at reading people. I really am. People come to me when they have their problems, and I kind of encourage it. Like I kind of embrace it. I care about my friends and people I care about,
Yep.
and I try to like make them not feel low. And then we're all into this kind of spiritual paranormal stuff. So you know what? We're all indigo children. If you're listening, you're an indigo child or you're a crystal child, which I guess are the offspring of indigo children,
Okay, that would make sense.
and then the offspring of the crystal children are the rainbow children. And so like the indigo children have the indigo aura. The crystal children kind of have like a it's kind of hard to explain. It's like an aura of like a color that you can't really explain in human terms, they say. So it's like they just say define it by being crystal. And then the rainbow children, the thing that I said, didn't say they had a rainbow aura. They just called them rainbow children.
Yep.
So who knows? They could have whatever aura.
Right.
But the common factor is, the common denominator is, they're all, you know, here to help us as, humans, help other humans try to like find the light, I guess you can say.
Right.
Searching for the light.
And I know they talked about indigo children, and even nowadays you can consider yourself an indigo child. You
There's
don't
like
have
a
to be like
cult.
the offspring or whatnot. But yeah, cult followings. I know there's a huge group out of New York, and they do like meetups and everything.
Hmm.
And if you talk to these people, a lot of them say that when they were younger, their doctors tried to diagnose them with like ADHD or having some sort of disorder or learning disorder or whatnot. But that wasn't the case because these children didn't have those issues. Yeah, they were hyper and stuff, which they the if you listen to parents of indigo children, they'll say that it was just a misdiagnosis. Like they know their child and knew that there was nothing wrong with them. They were just almost like
Too
oh
like learning too quickly.
like eclectically spiritual, if that makes sense. They just had this heightened sense of feeling and everything around them, and that's why they acted the way they did, either isolated themselves or wanted to be out in nature and by themselves and things like that.
I actually I forgot what I was watching, but there was like an example of like there's just like a young kid going to class, and the teacher asked him a question like like whatever, and he just knew the answer. And you know how like in school they want you to kind of explain how you got there.
Yep.
Like he's just like I can't explain it. I just know that's the answer. So like the teacher like like kind of not failed him, but was just like yeah that's didn't really know what to do. And a lot of these kids are like they they just know they can just absorb information and just know it.
Right.
So it's like you tell them one time and they just know forever. Instead of like usually kids you have to repeat it over and over until it becomes like kind of muscle memory like in their heads.
Yep.
These kids, indigo children or whatever, they or star children, they just they just get it.
Hmm.
And then a lot of the times they get kind of bored or sidetracked with the class because like they don't want to keep hearing the same thing if they already know. So they're just like, all right, I'm kind of the same way. Like if the teachers, if it's something I don't care about, I kind of just, that's when I start doodling and stuff like that in
Right.
class. Cause I'm just like, this doesn't, either I know it or it doesn't really, it's not interesting
Then
to me.
that would make sense why they would have a hard time in school and be misdiagnosed from teachers and things like that.
Yeah. Like little
Because
Tommy's not paying attention. He keeps wandering off or trying to learn. And then, the same video, the lady was saying like, if your child has these kind of issues, try to present a challenge to them and try to like challenge their intellect, and maybe that's just they just like you said have a different way of learning than other
yep.
people. And who knows if that's them being a star child or just a different, some people are just built different in
Right.
general. So
And that's like you said, there's a couple of different takes on it, and that's one, like, it's such a hard line to really understand. There's just so much going on.
my attention span is so bad, so that's another sign of me being an indigo child. Just saying. I'm gonna put it in my Instagram bio. Indigo child,
Indigo child.
star child. So, um, on let's go to the alien side of things because that's a little more scary. Like I was watching and I was telling you about this. I was watching a Demi Lovato video where she like interviewed some lady who was like, "Yeah, I had this dream that like I thought it was like just a dream, and it was like had to do with like aliens, and then like I was suddenly pregnant, and I wasn't sexually active, and I went to the doctor, and he said that like I had like scars in my or I don't know the terminology, but they were scarring that indicated that she had birth many, many, many times, and she was just like, "There's no way." Um, she was really nonchalant about it, but I don't I don't know if I finished it. I don't know what happened of the child that was born, but she was saying that she was like a chosen one to like just have hybrid babies from these aliens, like and they were like the typical grays, like she described them as like
Yep. Well, like tall grays.
yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
essentially in with abductions. Usually that's the situation that it's in. It's has something to do with what they call like the hybridization program.
yeah. That's what she said.
Yeah.
That's what she
Yep.
said.
So 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 like
So- Sorry.
Sorry, we just caught a glimpse of something on the TV that
Yeah,
was.
very shocking. We like to
um,
have like something going on in the background just to kind of fit the mood. It's like when you come home from work with your significant other and you have some Marvin Gaye playing in the background. Kind of sets the mood. That's what we're doing. But this is
yeah,
some mood. Okay.
yeah. All right. Anyways, um, so yeah, with the hybridization program, like it's said that the Greys they'll abduct women and they'll like impregnate them. And from what I've read before, they say it's not long. It's like 3 months, which I'm the months are getting to a story. So I'm going to do some math and I'll add up. So you're talking, 12. We'll just say 12 weeks. 3 months, 12 weeks. So I was watching this like mini interview documentary, and all this is on YouTube. If anybody wants to go on there and look it up, it's on there. About this woman who she kept getting pregnancy tests that said that she was pregnant, even though very similar, she wasn't very sexually active. And she would go to the doctors. The doctor would confirm that she was pregnant, and then, 8 weeks later, all of a sudden, it would like the baby would be gone, and she would go to the doctors, and they would say, "Yeah, you're having a miscarriage, but there is no fetus." So, which is crazy because, you know, usually, from my experience, because I have 3 kids, it takes about a month for you to know that you're pregnant.
Hmm.
So that's 4 weeks, and then 8 weeks later, that's 12 weeks. That's 3 months.
Hmm.
All of a sudden, babies are gone. But she kept having these what she thought were dreams of her being abducted, and you know she went to the doctors and she's like, something's going on, and they looked and she had cysts in her stomach,
Oh yeah.
which would indicate like pregnancy and stuff like that, even though she never had a kid. Well, then all of a sudden one night, she says she wakes up, it's like 3:30 in the morning, and there's a light going through her bedroom window. Like she thought it was light out
Hmm.
until she looked at her phone. It was 3:30. So she went to the window, she looked out, and like she was blinded, and then she just passed out. Well, she during that time period of her being passed out, she said that she was brought onto a ship where they went into her, they took something out of her, and then so this was like the third time it had happened. So they
Wow.
take something out of her, and then all of a sudden, like she's able to look over, and she sees two hybrid children that she instantly had a connection to, and she knew that they were hers.
Oh
Like,
snap.
with having a hybrid alien human hybrid, especially as a child, they look like humans, but they have bigger eyes, and they're kind of weird, almost like translucent type of eyes, and they
Yeah.
have a slightly bigger head, but they look like human children. So she saw them, she knew they were hers, and then she felt like, I have to take care of them. And as soon as she felt that, it was like taken away from her. All of a sudden she woke up, she was backwards in her bed, and it was like 6:30 in the morning. So there was a 3-hour
Oh
jump.
my God. That's like
And
all the signs of abduction.
yeah, and so that's what I've always known of, like what I've thought of like star children is like hybrid children where they are part human, part alien, very smart, very intelligent, um, usually have like a great background in like mechanics and sciences and
Hmm.
math and everything else. And
So you think Elon Musk is a star child? I'm just kidding. Oh,
he could
am
be a
I?
mix of a couple things. I mean, um,
My thing though, like the Greys are always like, at least in my opinion, are very like bad guys. You know,
yeah,
like nothing. What good comes from being abducted by a Grey or experiences with Greys? It's always just like fear. I mean, they try to suppress it, make you forget, but like when people like do the hypnotism or like whatever to try to remember, it's always like horrific experiences. They're like they're sticking things in me, and like they're not really. I mean, sometimes they're like, oh, things will be okay, but I don't know. I always just associate grays with like not good. So it's just like weird that they if they're abducting people and probing them and taking their sexual organs and stuff like that or whatever, and making hybrids like to better humanity. It's like, is it to better humanity, or are they have like some hidden agenda or something? Have you seen Bright Black or Brightburn or whatever?
I don't think so.
It's like the Superman movie, but like it's
No.
like it's like if Superman like it's the baby it's like the same story as Superman of the baby getting crashed, like a ship crashing and the people finding him in the farm, but the ship kind of like when he was like a kid, like grade school, it started emitting like a signal that they triggered in his brain, and he started to like he was sent there to like take over human like the world,
Right.
and it started to like change his brain chemistry, and he started to do bad things and kill
Oh,
people.
I saw the
Yeah.
previews. Yeah, for that. Yep. I'll have to check that out.
So what if Star Children, are just implanted to you know
It,
to to take over? Maybe they're like all the politicians and all like the people on top. I'm getting real like conspiracy now, but
it,
something to think about.
I mean, Star Children, I'm talking about them, being on a ship and stuff like that. And people who've been abducted, they'll say they've seen them in like incubator jars and stuff like that. But those are just the ones that are in space. And even the documentary about Stan Romanek, that he, was he said the aliens kept coming to visit him and stuff. At one point, he was getting phone calls from a little girl that kept saying that he was the baby's dad or the child's dad,
Hmm.
but it was a hybrid, and she was like calling him from another planet.
What?
And
I got to revisit this story.
supposedly, according to one of the people on the documentary, they were having this birthday party, and they went outside and saw the girl outside. Like, numerous people saw first the girl was like standing at their deck looking through the bars of the deck, and then they saw her
Oh, I do
like
remember the story.
behind a tree.
Yep.
Supposedly they snapped a picture and the camera didn't work, so they didn't get a picture of her.
Oh, how convenient.
But
How inconvenient, right?
so there's you know obviously accounts of them being on Earth with us as well. And
That's wild. When you described the lady being on a ship and looking to the side and seeing her two kids, the way you were describing them kind of reminded me also of Black Eyed Children. So maybe they are a form of Star Children.
maybe that's something we could definitely look into and maybe do like a part two and stuff, because this just goes
They get
so
so
much
many directions.
farther. In anybody listening to this that maybe had a hard time growing up and in school and stuff, look into the indigo children. Maybe you'll find some sort of explanation for why you are were feeling the way you were growing up or dealing with things the way you did growing up. And I mean, even this hybrid children thing is so crazy that there's actually support groups for hybrid parents or of people that believe that they have either been abducted and had children, or believe that their children are hybrid children. And anybody who doesn't believe me, there is a website called hybridmother.com. It is an actual real
Thing.
find support for anybody that is dealing with PTSD from this. I mean, pregnancy is a crazy thing and how it changes you. So to have situations where you think you're having a baby and then all of a sudden it's gone, and then you're having dreams that it's on a spaceship, I can only imagine
Yeah,
what
I
that does to
honestly,
you.
I would think that's the case too.
I want to go on to Hybrid Mother, and I want to read it's you know this is a platform is meant to provide support and education for those experiencing interdimensional phenomena This includes experiences around interdimensional contact,
Mm-hmm.
non-physical consciousness, vibrational and light manifestations, terrestrial contact and abductions, extraterrestrial contact, unexplained spiritual phenomena, and hybridization experiences. Um, 15% of abductees claim participation in hybridization.
Mm-hmm.
4 million Americans claim that they've been abducted, and 31% of abductees claim they know the purpose of hybridization.
But do they tell you on there? Like what they
Um,
think it is or no?
it's
Oh yeah.
really
We're looking at it right now.
like for like therapy and counseling and everything else. So it's a real,
Oh wow.
sign up and you can get help type of thing. And it's just crazy that this rabbit hole of it and diving deeper and deeper and deeper, how real it is. Like there's support groups pretty much almost in every area for this.
Yeah. It touches everything. And when you were reading that, you said interdimensional, and it made me think that like yeah, a lot of like the mysterious stuff in the world and the universe also can be interdimensional, and I think like these Star Children can can maybe tap into that to a certain degree, maybe some more than others, but maybe that's how they know about like past lives. And because I know like interdimensional, you can talk to like different like beings. There's like different people say they were like the Star Children that were like visited by angels or like ascended masters. We were
Yep.
saying, or you know, just different like spiritual things. Maybe not from this plane, maybe from a different higher plane. Because I think that angels and stuff like that are from a higher like a different dimension, kind
Right.
of. So
There's even adults that, say that they're hybrids now as adults that through interdimensional, they see themselves as a human or they can see themselves as an alien in space through that. And that's
oh yeah.
crazy too, to have like they feel like they are two different, a human and an alien, and they can actually go
Hmm.
to that.
They can just transfer their
Yeah.
consciousness to like whatever they want to pick. There's like an anime. You knew this was coming. There's an anime kind of similar called Your Name, where it's like this kid in high school, and then he wakes up the next day, and he's like this girl, and he's like her life, and they like swap lives, and then they end up like writing notes to each other, like telling each other like how each lives work, because they have no control over it, and then some crazy stuff happens that I won't say, but I wonder what if like these people who say like they have another life, alien life. What if it's not now? What if it's like from like a previous life or like a future life or something like that? So I really think like I know we're jumping into all these different categories, but I think like with time is like not something that's not what you think. Like I think that you can like people who can tap into these like energies and dimensions and stuff like that. They can kind of just jump around like to past lives, future lives, and they have like kind of like like a what's the word? Like they kind of have like a grasp of past, present, and future. Kind of like how we were talking about on the Atlantis episode, how like they knew they were in tune with like the past, the present, and the future
Yes.
until like fell in consciousness,
Yep.
and then they like lost that connection a little bit. Maybe like these Star Children have that same kind of connection.
Think they, yeah, like past life alien and then come here and then eventually they'll leave for another life.
Oh, one more thing about the Indigo Crystal Rainbow Children. The most recent ones, the rainbow ones, are said to like have no karma. So like everybody here like karma is like, like the kind of like the point like the good points you get in life, and it kind of like if you're talking about reincarnation, it kind of determines like what you're like if you're going to be reincarnated into a human again, or if you're going to ascend, or you're gonna, be reincarnated into like an animal or something like that. But the point being, like, we're all here. We've all been here in past lives. Like we've we've lived lives on this planet in the past.
Right.
Whereas these rainbow children, they're clean slate souls that are here, that are brought here to help better humanity. But like from a perspective of like them not having any karma.
Right.
So I don't know where I was going with that, but I just remembered that was like a characteristic of one of the rainbow children, star children. Thought that was interesting. I'm a firm believer of karma, so I like that whole side of things.
Right.
But I know I said I'm an indigo child, but I can't tap into interdimensional stuff. So maybe I'm not a higher level uh, indigo child.
Maybe you just haven't got there yet. Maybe you need to open it up.
Yeah, maybe I need to meditate. See if I can open some dimensional portals, channel some ascended masters. Help me with my my cybersecurity classes I'm doing online.
So, so I think you're gonna find this pretty interesting. Like I said, usually if I'm gonna research a topic, most of the time I just end up in a rabbit hole, and I could end up on the same topic or out in left field somewhere. Ended up finding a YouTube channel from a lady called, it's Shella, I believe is how you pronounce it. Shella Cooley. It's CHELA COOLEY. She believes that she has hybrid children.
Okay.
So these hybrid children are half human, half reptilian.
Oh no.
She said that she has a son named Drayan, who is half reptilian, half human. He always wears a lab coat. He is super into like
Flies. Just kidding.
Yeah, physics and like you know aviation and things like that. But so she talks about how her children are here because they were sent here to take care of certain things on Earth, and then it gets into how her children they actually went underground to fight these secret bases we have underground where we do experiments on extraterrestrials and things like that.
Oh my god.
But there is video after video of this. There is no pictures or proof of children. The video I watched, she said that her children actually had left Earth to go back to their planet for a little while, and the planet's name was Serpents, which is also
Oh wow.
different, but she has a ton of followers. She's in support groups, and it's
That's
It's-
something.
it's real.
All right. So firstly, we're gonna tackle this. Reptilians up to no
Reptilians.
good.
Yeah.
You think the Greys are up to no good? The reptilians are like the ones that want to eat, like kill you. Like the Greys will just abduct you and stick things in you. Like like they're like the scientists, like dissecting. Well, not dissecting, but like kind of like the way we tag like lions and monitor them and stuff like that. Maybe they're doing that. The reptilians, they want to control you and eat you and kill you, and I thought they lived underground and wanted to. I don't know. We should do that next reptilian episode. But reptilians are always bad. They're always associated with like Illuminati and like shape shifting and like
But they're crazy smart.
yeah, they are. Well, yeah, they infiltrated our government, so
I think Bill Clinton's a lizard, right?
I always joke around and say I'm half reptilian. Like, all right, so when I'm at work and stuff, like, I'm a jokester, obviously, and I'm like, yeah, I'm half reptilian. I was just sit here to spy on humanity. You guys are not really doing a good job, but when the time comes, we're gonna intervene and we're gonna take over. But I'm joking. I'm not half reptilian. I'm an indigo child. So, but she's saying she had a star. They're both the Star Children
So
and half
I guess
reptilian.
she has 3 children, yes, and
And all three of them are
they're
reptilian.
yeah.
Yeah, that is she. All right, so she is being deceived by her children. So they could be half reptilian.
But she never physically had these children. It was like she was abducted and they were kind of like gifted to her.
Oh, so they're not even half human. Are they?
But she no like she was abducted like a part of like the
Oh, they took like her
hybrid.
egg or whatever.
Yeah,
Okay.
but that doesn't even make sense because she's saying they're reptilian. So
Yeah, I mean, if the Greys can do it, there's probably other different versions of hybrids, I guess. But I don't know. She sounds very sus. Maybe she just doesn't know. Maybe they're like manipulating her because they're really good at doing that too.
maybe
Those, I'm telling you, those reptilians, they are not. They're no bueno. I want nothing to. If there's anything I want to see, okay, I don't want to encounter Grace, but I for sure 1,000,000% do not want to encounter any reptilians. Like even more than a Grace. I'd rather encounter a Grey than a reptilian. That's how strongly I feel
so
about reptilians.
yeah, seeing an alien at all, you're not going to know how to handle it.
Unless
Your
they're
mind's probably going to explode. But I would
unless
rather
they're the Nordics, then you'll just probably think you're seeing Thor or something. Like, yeah,
we've probably seen them and have no idea.
Yeah.
They probably compete on the Olympics. But so maybe that's where the Nordic track came from. I don't know. But yeah, I think I would rather see a Gray than a reptilian. Like you said, anything reptilian
And
is
then
just bad.
we all know
news.
how creepy children are in like horror movies. So like a reptilian star child, no thank you. Like I'd rather see a regular star child because then at least like they're like warm and like inviting, and you can just like they're like your psychiatrist. You can just tell them your problems. They'll just listen and smile, and you're just warm and fuzzy and giggly. But yeah, I don't. Yeah, I'm all set with that. I want to check out that channel though because
Dude,
it's very
it's
interesting.
crazy. The like I said, the lady's
Shayla?
name, I think it's pronounced Shella,
Shalakuli.
but it's CHELA COOLEY.
Okay,
And she says her reptilian son's name is Drayan.
that sounds
And
reptilian.
it's
Draco Malfoy.
it's crazy to watch because it's not like somebody just discussing it like we are. This is like, these are my children. This is what they do. This is what we do. Like,
I want to know how many subscribers she has. I'm about to look it up. I'm gonna look it up real quick because I want to see how many subscribers she has. Because Sheila
CHELA
Cooley.
COOLEY.
Oh, I found it. Wow, 2.43 thousand, 2.43K. Very interesting. Sorry, I'm looking at this. Oh wait, did she like get rid of her stuff? Is it on YouTube?
Yeah, it was on YouTube.
Okay. I don't know, showing that there's no videos now. Maybe she her son told her, because Star Children know about the future, so they knew about this episode and warned her that we would try to look up her channel. So, or maybe I'm just looking up the wrong channel. But yeah, that's wild. I'm definitely gonna to dive into that. What gets me is the planet's name. That's just like icing on the cake. For me.
Right?
Yeah.
Serpents.
Serpents. Because like usually the reptilians are from the Alpha Draconius constellation. I think that's right. Because that's the other name for the reptilians are the Alpha Draconians. And that's a whole different subject about them like not coming to Earth and like trying to take it over, and then like the collective were just like, no, you can't just do what you want here, and all kinds of crazy stuff. So I don't mean crazy. I kind of hate that term crazy because it's like people have such a negative connotation with it, but I can't help it. It's like the best word to describe it without, I don't know, sounding crazy.
I wonder if the reptilians were the ones that came to Atlantis, the left brains.
If the Martian, yeah, maybe. Okay, so this is what happened. They're from the Alpha Draconi, whatever Draconius. They came to this solar system and settled on Mars for had because they were like the Vulcan. Well, you watch Star Trek? You ever watch Star Trek? I'm trying to think. I dabbled a little bit. I don't know if the Vulcans were like this, but they just have like a giant empire, so they just go to different galaxies, solar systems, and just like kind of like find a planet they can habit and just assert their dominance. So they went to Mars and started to do all their thingies, um, and they messed up because it wasn't like the main Draconians. It was or the reptilians. It was like a smaller sect of it, and they were kind of like super left brain, super masculine, and just all like trying to flex on one another. And they ended up messing up Mars, and then they came to Earth, and then they tried to do the same thing, but they were outnumbered because if you've listened to the last episode, you'll know. So I like coming up with like crazy theories like that.
I just picture them as like the Goombas from Mario Brothers
Oh
movie.
my God, yes. I don't know who's old enough to remember that. I know Al's probably
Come on,
listening to this, so
I would hope everybody would know what the Goombas are.
yeah, they're Google it. Goomba Super Mario Bros. Movie. So honestly, that's probably what they look like. So so what was this episode about again? Oh, yeah, Star Children. So Star Children.
Anyways,
I like to think the Star Children are beneficial. Hopefully, um, unless they're draconian or reptilian, then they're probably not. And I don't honestly, they're kind of sus if they come from Grace. So I'm gonna. That's my opinion. If people are abducted by Grace and then have these children, I don't know. I wouldn't trust them. But if babies are just randomly being born, maybe not from abductions, but just a wave of babies, a baby boom of like spiritually heightened children. I think that's cool.
yeah. If anybody has a hybrid child and would love to share a story, we would love to hear it.
Oh yes, please. We'll mask your name or give you like we'll call you Jane Doe or John Smith or something.
If you
If you don't want to be if you want to be anonymous, but please let us know because I want to know.
send us it in a message on Instagram.
I'm gonna ask my mom if she ever got abducted actually, because maybe what if I'm a reptilian? I am a reptilian hybrid, and I was just all those times I was joking around, I was actually true.
I mean, you're pretty tall too, so
Yeah, I get a little scaly sometimes. I use special lotion, so could be. I hate. Oh wait, no, but they hate being cold, right? Reptilians.
uh,
They like to be warm.
yeah, they
Okay.
like being
Okay, no,
underground.
I'm not reptilian then, because I cannot stand the sun. So
Yeah, I think that
yeah,
just about sums up our little.
a little bit on Star Children. Hopefully, you guys are enlightened. Sorry, we're still watching this background, and it's
It was supposed to be about aliens.
yeah, I don't know what's going on, but yeah, Star Children. Thanks for tuning in, and
Yeah, and uh, if you haven't followed us yet, follow us on Instagram. It's seekers period the period unknown. Um,
share
if
it.
you want to
share it around.
yeah, share it. If you have anything for us, shoot it to us in a DM. Suggestions for episodes. And we're all for making part twos of everything as well, because it seems like the more we get into it, the more we
Did we just branch
have.
off into different things we want to talk about? Because now I want to do a Black Eyed Children one and a reptilian one, um, and then that will like stem to like Anunnaki, which I want to do, and all this crazy stuff.
Absolutely.
All right, peace
All
out.
right. See ya.